If you're new to purchasing home insurance, you're just trying to understand what are the guidelines and what will or won't allow me to have insurance on my house. There's a couple things that you should know about when purchasing home insurance. We're going to dive in and guide you through this. For those of you that may have gotten a non-renewal recently, a lot of these insurance companies are cracking down, and I say a lot, meaning a lot. Most of the insurance companies are excluding roofs that are 10 years old. A lot of them are using satellite imagery, and we'll dive a little bit further in that to show you what exactly they're using there. And then a lot of the companies come out and inspect the property. Luckily for a lot of customers, they're now allowing you to take your own photos, and sometimes they'll even give you a discount for them not having to pay for someone to go out. Now, that being said, there's really three main pieces that the insurance company is looking for. They want to know pride of ownership is really the number one thing, but that pride of ownership means that there's nothing in your yard. You don't have a lawnmower just sitting out next to another lawnmower. You don't have 3 cars on blocks. You don't have fridges in the yard, things like that. If it's cluttered or if there's vegetation growing beyond where it should grow, they're going to have an issue. Being in Michigan, I've had several customers that have had vines growing up the side of their house, and that's not super uncommon, especially if you're further closer to the country. When you get rural and more towards the city, then yeah, that's very uncommon. But even then, I've had pictures shown to me that has happened. In those cases, they're going to make you rip that down. Now, they're usually lenient with that stuff. They'll give us kind of an inspection report and say this and this needs to be fixed before we can move forward with the policy. The second piece is they want to know, is everything up to date? Has the roof been updated in the last usually 20 years? They're starting to crack down to be closer to 10 years. Or is the electrical up to date? They want to make sure that you're not using knob and tube wiring. Some of that old stuff that caused fires that just isn't good today. It's deteriorated over the years, and it's just not the same system that you should have in today's homes. It's a little bit unfortunate because in Michigan as well, we have a lot of homes in the 1920s, and some of them do have those issues. There are a few companies that will accept those. We just need to know that ahead of time as agents so that we can move forward and get the right company for you. By the way, if you are looking for a new insurance agent, I'll put a link in the description below. We are in multiple states, so if there's questions that you guys have, or if you want to work with us, I'll put that down there where you can fill out a quote, and then we'll work on some communications with you. The third is the history of your insurance. So for homes specifically is what type of claims have you had? Any dog bite history that usually is knocking you out of most companies? Any roof claims, water claims that are not catastrophic claims. Because an insurance company has to see those differently, the catastrophic claims don't count against you. If it's a weather related and hurricane came through and wiped out the whole city, then that's a catastrophic claim. Your insurance isn't going to raise the rate because of that scenario. Okay, Mark, what should I be worried about? The main thing is the roof. What's happening? For very few companies, they're pre-inspecting the roof, which is a great thing because then they'll just deny you up front and then we can show proof that maybe it was fixed. They're using satellite images to look down on your roof in your home, and they're looking for a couple things. They're looking for, one, is there any streaking? Your roof could be brand new. I actually have a friend and a client who had a fairly new roof, great condition, but there was water streaks because the water rain had hit it and it streaked off the roof. That's an indication of the water starting to pool up or starting to get under the shingles, so that insurance company is going to be scared. We can show proof that it's not streaking or that it's in good condition by having you just take photos. 9 times out of 10, if you get a roof inspector out, talk to your agent first, because there are some shady roof inspectors, unfortunately, and they'll just tell you need a new roof and try to file a claim. And then there's some good ones that will actually help you. So talk to your agent. Hopefully they have a recommendation for you. But have the roof person come out and inspect it and take some photos that you can submit to the insurance company. The other part that they're looking for is the overhang of trees. If you have trees that overhang your roof, that's very dangerous. One lightning strike and it could knock it right into the house, and there's a $100,000 claim. So in those cases, the insurance companies would rather not insure you at all than to allow you to have that type of scenario. Most of the time you can get it fixed. If you do have a tree or a branch hanging over the roof, then you can trim it down so that the leaves and whatnot. I had a similar scenario with one of my houses years ago to where a branch was leaning on the house, but ants were crawling up the tree and then going on the branch and then getting into my house. I was wondering where they were coming from. We sprayed and all that and it didn't do much, but that's one of the things that they have to think about. Anytime any vegetation or something, it's places where animals like to go, and if it's connected to your house, they're going to start getting into your home. Now, there's a lot more that we can go over. Like I said, you should talk to a local agent if you are curious about the futures of your home. Essentially, if you have pride of ownership, you take care of the lawn, you make sure the roof is in good shape. Most companies want at least 15 years or newer roof. If it's older, it doesn't knock you out of the ballpark, but it just means that some companies won't be a fit for you. Finding the right company for the right person is an individual process. So working with your agent to find the best way to go through that. For those of you that want to get a little bit more information on home, we actually did a whole series on home insurance. I'll put the videos here that you guys can check out. If you're looking for kind of some discounts and just some options, I'll also put another video here that will be helpful. I'm Mark with Valor Insurance. We'll see you soon.